People, deluded, I'm back again. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Arsenal win 5-4 on penalties, and in normal time it had its glamorous moments, but it wasn't the most exciting of games. But crucially, we advanced to the next round. We get some revenge on Liverpool. Obviously it was a rotated side and it's different competition, but we get some revenge on Liverpool, some retaliation, considering we lost at this very ground on Monday. Leno, for me, especially because I know a lot of people are onto Leno. A lot of people make, I can't say, I'm not going to sit here and say you can't make fair criticisms, but it does feel like there's a lot of people ready to beat Leno over the head with a stick and scream Martinez whenever he makes a mistake, like Leno's deciding to sell people. So it was a nice moment for him. Obviously, Joe Willock, for me, bro, please go and learn how to take another penalty, please. I know, listen, Joe, you're one of them, you need to take a penalty normally. Don't copy Maitland and Pepe trying to do this thing. Shout out to Joe for putting it in the back of the net, but that penalty was bugged. That was booky. Take the penalties properly, my guy. But it was a lovely moment for Joe Willock to, take the winning penalty. He's another one that gets scapegoated a lot. Lovely for that. It's lovely to not lose on penalties. Obviously, it's not the end of the world if you lose in the Carabao Cup, the Carling Cup. But it is horrible, innit? Like, you never want to lose that. You never want to be the player who misses the penalty. Ultimately, it has to happen. So, commiserations to Liverpool, They battled, they had most of the opportunities. I believe at the 70th minute mark, they had 14 shots or 14 efforts to our 4, and I'm pretty sure they had more touches in our opposition box. I could be wrong, it could be 14 touches in our box, but I'm pretty sure that's what Sky Sports said. Going into the game, we knew what to expect. It's still Arsenal versus Liverpool. Both managers respected the tie to a degree. You saw Leno retain his place. Ronaldo didn't get his run out yet. Obviously, Pepe got his second start of the season in this very cup. Saka was there. You had Kolasinac, Holding, Gabriel, who should have been there on Monday, came into the team. There were some strong players there. For Liverpool, again, respecting the fixture, Van Dijk was there and Salah was there. And I thought Arsenal would do the same, but substitutions were a thing and were going to happen. We did know with the changes, the game would lose a bit of fluidity, a lot of zip, if you could say there was any of that from Arsenal on Monday. For me, what I wanted to see is there's a lot of players for both teams, but specific to Arsenal, point to prove. Feel sorry for Reece Nelson, and that's a decision in itself to be made. He didn't play today. You're linked with a loan move. Has that confirmed he's going out on loan if it didn't already? But there's players that make your mark on the team. Joe Willock, he's had good games, but has he quite grafted his opportunities? Holding, can you still grasp your opportunities? Do you prove to Arteta you've got a spot in this team? Pepe, you don't want to be starting in this tournament, with all respect. And there's other, Eddie, Lacazette's had a good season, start to it, 3 goals in 3. Pardon me, apologies. Apologies, people. You've got to play well. And I think early minutes, what I liked is that it felt, again, there was changes, but it did feel a lot of what I saw against Liverpool on Monday was there. Was giving Williams early on far too much space. They hit the bar as well with Minamino after a good save from Leno. Almost identical but different circumstances when Trent Alexander-Arnold had that deflected shot off Bellerin. Liverpool, like you could see, high line, us 11 men behind the ball. Different formation from us today, but men behind the ball remained penned in. Listen, I don't think it was a perfect performance by any team, but I liked what I saw early on. I saw a bit more belief that they could win a game of football, or at least try and go forward. I didn't feel we shot enough or created or had that sort of quality, that added bit of quality needed to try and threaten Adrian in goal. I don't think we did that, but I think there was some sort of belief. I think there was some sort of, while there was moments we was getting caught playing out from the back, there were some moments where we kept trying to play out from the back and we was doing it well. I feel Gabriel was quality today. I think Kolasinac had a better performance today. It was a good performance. Weren't the best. We drew 0-0. And there were some heart and mouth moments where we were clinging on. Is what it is. I feel Joe Willock needs to add more quality into his game, but he put himself about in midfield today. Xhaka had a better game. I think Kolasinac had a very decent game in my opinion. Cedric Suarez as well. I think his end product kind of deteriorated as the game went on, but he put in an encouragement performance going forward. We had 2 great chances early on, and this is what I mean by a bit of added quality. Ball comes into the box. Joe Willock, I genuinely think he tries to control it. I could be wrong, but it works out as a pass to Eddie. Eddie, release it, leng it, shoot it. He's tried to go around Adrian from some awkward angle, and it's a poor effort. And a similar sort of thing happened where Cedric Suarez and Joe Willock could have done better. We did have 2 opportunities we could have done better, but I just feel we weren't shooting enough. Like, I feel it was a better performance from Liverpool. From Arsenal against Liverpool. It's a bit more of an even contest, but there were some heart and mouth moments. Now, when Ceballos first came to Arsenal, it was a running joke that it's not an Arsenal game if Ceballos don't lose it on the edge of his area. Can't understand why he's trying to Cruyff turn in the 41st minute into his own box. It was crazy. There was a time where I can't remember what Arsenal player, but he tried to play it across our line. And there were a couple of needless times at the beginning. The quality weren't there. We're losing it in key areas. Liverpool are not exploiting it though. And I think we're doing well, man. Like we're holding on. Like we're not playing with any zip. We're lacking a bit of fluidity. I don't think anybody's playing badly, but I don't think anybody's playing exceptionally well. Big up to Leno. I've lost count how many saves he makes, and there's still question marks over many elements of his game. But he was definitely one of the man of the matches, if not today. For winning this game, people. 45 minutes in, like I said, man, it weren't the most exciting of games. We had 7 touches in their box compared to their 13. The game was lacking fluidity. It weren't the most exciting of games. We didn't have much effort. Wanted to see a couple more players, state their claim to put pressure on Arteta to start them against Sheffield United and above, and I didn't really see that. Just a time, but I don't think we're playing bad. Just a bit more fighting for me. Just a bit more shots. We had 2 shots, none on target but by half time, people. Yeah, man. We had 6 fouls to their 8, so it was quite an even contest. At times, I describe it as playground football. Everyone's chasing the ball and everyone's kind of moving reckless. There were some moments we had to fight, but I'm happy with how we played, man. Second half, there was a bit more sort of trying to score a goal sort of thing, if that makes sense. There were again heart and mouth moments. Again, not quite quality there. But I do think there was, it's a different squad, but I do think the same problems were there. We're not creating any chances. We're not shooting enough. The midfield and the strikers kind of have a disconnect. I think Saka looked good today, and I hope it's not that big of a deal, him coming off with what I thought was a hamstring injury. Probably a bit of cramp. Hopefully it is, because he's just been called up for England. That caps off a lovely year or so he's been having, so hopefully he don't miss out. And then there were some close moments. Like I said, Leno made numerous saves. Minamino hit the bar, probably the standout moment. Holding, I genuinely thought he scored that header from the Pepe cross. Genuinely thought he scored that header. Side note, the refereeing decisions were a bit dodgy today, but it is what it is. I think Jota looked a threat for Liverpool, but as the game went on, it was more of the same, and it became apparent, probably for me, if you didn't already, innit? Because as an Arsenal fan, you're always expecting to concede a late goal, or either score or concede a late goal. We don't do the penalty thing. We normally get shagged or do the shagging, if that makes sense. But I'd say from the 70th minute, it became apparent that both teams were going to go to penalties, and it seemed like both managers indirectly knew that as well. It goes to penalties, and it goes either way. And Leno was made 7 saves in normal time. Long story short, he made himself a hero saving penalties. Big up to every Arsenal player that stepped up to take one. I'm happy that El Nene can laugh about it in the dressing rooms. That was a poor penalty, and I can't lie, El Nene didn't look confident. Pepe and Maitland-Niles had heart-in-mouth moments for me, but they were very confident taking that. For me, I was shook. Joe Willock especially. Joe, like I said at the start, please take the penalties normally. I don't know what you were doing. Like, if you're all practicing your penalties, I don't know what you were doing, because that one was a bit dodgy, but we did what we needed to do, man. Maitland-Niles and Lacazette have dropped off the bench and scored their penalties. Lacaz's penalty for me was very good. He sent the keeper the wrong way. Milner's penalty was good as well. There were some good penalties, but somebody's got to miss it. For us, I'm happy. There was no extra time. Ideally, both teams don't want it to go to penalties, but it's been there. It's happened now. It's gone to penalties, and we've got over the line. And like I said, not that I would prefer to go out of a cup competition, but I would have preferred to win in the league. I think there's too many question marks over how we play in the league, and it would have been a big statement. But within the context of both of the competition, of both teams changing team players, with really both managers, I'm not going to go as far as to say they don't care, but bigger fish to fry. I think we did all right, man. I think there was like I said, the shooting and the creating is one thing, but it looked like we was having more of a meal up things. It looked like the 11 that went out today versus the 11 on Sunday, not that I'm comparing, looked like they could win a game of football, or they believed they could win a game of football. I think Kolasinac did well, if that's the last game in an Arsenal shirt, because he's linked with a move away. Based on that, leave with your head held high. Leno's a hero. I think Holding did well. You know, Gabriel bossed it in my opinion. You know, really bossed it and did very well for us. Yeah, man, I think Joe Willock played a bit better. Not quite up to the level to really say you're going to be doing anything serious in relation to playing against Sheffield. But at the end of the day, you know, Leno's a penalty-saving hero. Maitland-Niles is going to get more highlights. You know, Joe Willock steps up and scores the winning penalty. And we all dream of moments like that when we was all trying to be ballers. So it's lovely that we didn't go from Anfield being smacked twice in a week. Again, it will be quite demoralising regardless of everything changing. But it is what it is. It's been there, it's gone. You know, commiserations to Liverpool. You know, at least we won one this week. They lost one this week. We move forward to Sheffield United, who Sheffield United's form has been a bit iffy, but don't let that mean that you're going to take them for little fish. They're going to be on something. Chris Wilder's men are going to come to the Emirates and make it difficult. I don't think nobody, based on this game, the young and old players, apart from Bukayo Saka, maybe at a push, Gabriel can't be excluded. Leno retains his place. But I feel out of the real players we define as squad players or players on the cusp of things, I wouldn't say anybody made a real push to force their way into Arteta's plans. I think there was encouraging performances. But you're always looking at the cup competitions, you know, Europa League and this for people to shout because you're footballers, you want to play. But in an ideal world, you want to be, your manager saying like Aubameyang, take the night off, you know. We need you for the thing. You want to be playing the serious games. So force your way into Arteta's plans, you know. I think Saka, every game Saka's played this season, you know, he's been superb. He's played the last 2 games. He missed out in the week. He deserves to play. And hopefully, like I said, Bukayo Saka's injury isn't too serious. But is what it is. Big performance from Gabriel. Heroics from Leno. We move. On that note, people, DG, I'm out. We're moving to the quarter-final draw. I'm hoping for Stoke City. Something is telling me we're going to get Tottenham Hotspur. So by the time this comes out, people, please know I'm not hoodwinking you. This was what I predicted if it is to come true. In Arsenal fan fashion, it won't. But like I said, people, please comment, like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your opinions. Make sure you share up the video. And yeah, man, go and get some decent night's sleep wherever you lot are. I'm out.